them, they really look at you kind of funny because you may be the only one in the area, and they're trying to say, how in the world are you so saved? Because they saw you messed up. But listen, I've just come to let you know that even with your messed up self, you keep on coming to church and you keep on giving God what belongs to him. Because if you stay around the fire long enough, my grandmama say eventually you'll get burned. And so now we can look at the world through what is considered to be a kaleidoscope. When I was little, a young boy, I had a toy. You know, many of you don't remember this, but you know, back in the day we used to eat candy like Cracker Jacks. Y'all remember stuff like that. They used to put real toys back in the, not this plastic stuff now. Matter of fact, that's a good preach right there, because that's what's happened to the church. They've taken the real anointing out of the church and put this plastic stuff on it. So this kaleidoscope that I had, one day my grandfather, he used to give me an allowance, and one week I went and got a box of Cracker Jacks. And so I opened the Cracker Jacks, and inside of the Cracker Jacks there was a small little instrument that unfolded like this. It looked almost like an accordion. And I really didn't know what it was until I took it to my grandfather. He said, you have to hold it to the light and look in the opposite end. And so when I held it to the light and I looked in the opposite end, I noticed that there were a bunch of colors. And he said, well, you got to move it around. And so I began to move it around. And all of a sudden, everything that I looked at took a different shape and began to move and began to go in different colors. The distressing thing about it is that if you look at it long enough, you'll get dizzy. You'll get dizzy because even though nothing is moving, there is the perception that your visuality has been changed and that everything is moving when in fact it is not. And that's what the devil has done to some of y'all in your life. God gave you a vision. He gave you a destiny and a purpose. And you've allowed friends and people and enemies and haters to get around you and speak negatively, a kaleidoscope in your destiny, so that even though you were on the right track, you now start seeing things and it looks like everything is moving in the wrong way and turning in the wrong way. And oh, God have mercy. But the good thing about it is that if you ever turn off the lights, the kaleidoscope don't work. And some of y'all need to turn off your friends. Oh, you're not going to help me preach it here tonight. Some of y'all need to turn off your friends. You need to understand that oftentimes what happens is that the enemy will use isolation. He'll use isolation to try to trick you up and make you feel like you're all alone, like you're all by yourself, like you don't have a friend in the world. I don't know, maybe it's not you, maybe it's just me. But I know that in my own personal life, there have been times late in the midnight hour when everybody was sleeping. It was quiet in my house and I couldn't hear nothing but the clock ticking. There were times when I got on Facebook because I felt so alone. You might have people living with you, but you still feel alone. You may have friends on speed dial, but you still feel alone. I've got 3,000 some odd friends on my Facebook, but I still felt alone. Y'all not getting what I'm saying tonight. I've got 504 contacts in my iPhone generation 4, but I still felt. And that's what the enemy does. He oftentimes will take you and put you in a place of isolation, so it feels as if you're all by yourself. If you ever watch the Serengeti or if you ever watch National Geographic, you'll notice that oftentimes when they do a special on animals that are hunting other prey, oftentimes what they do is they look for the weakest animal in the entire group and they intimidate the animal in order to confuse it, when in reality there were other animals that were big enough around the small animal that if he would not have gotten spooked and scared and just kept looking where everybody else was going, he would have stayed in the safety zone. The reason why some of y'all are out of your safety zone is because you're looking at the wrong things. Oh, God have mercy. Never ever have I seen a day in the life of the church